talk. I want to talk to you about something of great importance today, something that is earth shattering, mind boggling, something that is just overwhelming. I know we're supposed to be in Romans chapter 7 today, but because of what all is happening in the world today, the just shall live by faith. That's what we're talking about in the book of Romans. I want to talk about something. Jesus wants to make sure that we know what time it is as far as a prophetic clock is concerned. So he gives us some signs to look at when the second coming of Jesus Christ is imminent. He calls them birth pangs. And he says, when you see some of these start happening, then just know that it's coming. But then when they start happening over and over and they get closer and closer and closer together, then you know that the second coming of Jesus Christ, the tribulation, the rapture of the church is close at hand. And I want you to stop and think about it. Every day, if you turn on the news, if you go on the internet, if you read a newspaper, you see some of these happening, multiple ones of these happening. So Jesus does not want us to be ignorant. Jesus wants us to know what these things are. And so he tells us in Matthew chapter 24, these are the things you need to look for. And I'm not going to elaborate. I'm going to let you just listen and say, yes, that's true, because you know it's true. First of all, he said there will be deception of teachers. Now, he didn't say teachers of spiritual truth. He just said deception of teachers, people that lie to you about whatever they need to lie to you about to get political gain. For instance, he says in Matthew 24, verse 5, many will come in my name saying, I am the Christ. I am the Messiah. I am the deliverer. I'm going to give you peace. I'm going to give you prosperity. I'm going to bring my kingdom. And if you just vote for me, if you just follow me, many will come in my name saying, I am the Christ, and they will lead many astray, for many will come in my name. That's verse 5, Matthew 24, verse 5. But he didn't stop there. He said they will come, things will happen. But then he said something that is very interesting, and I want you to think about this. There will be dissension among nations. Listen at Matthew 24, verse 6. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. He said that's just the beginning, but it's going to go on and on and on. In my lifetime, we have been in the United States and in the world a continuous war. Even the president of the United States says that we are close to Armageddon. Even he believes what is happening right now is in our world. Now, I don't know if he believes in the second coming of Jesus Christ, but Jesus said when you see those things happening, such as in Ukraine, such as in Africa, such as all over the world, know that Jesus is near. And then he says, thirdly, there will be devastation of the food supply. Listen to Matthew 24, 7. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be, now listen to this, famines and earthquakes in various places. There will be famines. There will be a supply of a food supply shortage. And then there will be disease in various places. Need I say more on that? We had just come out of, and I think we're still in, a worldwide COVID crisis. And then he says there will be disasters around the world. There will be nobody immune from all of this. There was a time when the United States was immune from all of this. We didn't have to worry about all of that. That's not true anymore. It's all around the world. And then he says all these are but the beginnings of birth pangs. So we've established in our mind and in our hearts that what Jesus said is true. These things are happening. And he says the next thing that's going to happen, these things are going to happen, and then other things are going to happen. And then there will be the second coming of Jesus Christ. Listen to what else he says. There will be death for the sake of Christ. Matthew 24, 9 says, then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. Think about that. I have watched, I have seen with my own eyes this week, there are people being persecuted and beaten in India because of their Christian faith. There are people in Russia. There are people in China. There are people in Africa. There are people in the Middle East. And there are people in the United States that are being persecuted because of their faithfulness to Jesus Christ, and they will not knuckle down to the powers that be, the radical left and the radical right, and say, I follow Jesus only. Jesus says those things are going to happen. And then he said, there will be disloyalty among friends and family. Listen to verse 10. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. I don't know how many people I've heard say, I don't know what's wrong with my family. I don't know what's wrong with my parents. I don't know what's wrong with my children. They just don't want to have anything to do with me. They don't want to come to church. They don't want to love Jesus. That is a sign of the second coming of Jesus Christ. It's like there's a fog, a spiritual fog that has come down upon us, and we are the minority. And right now, most people, if they do believe in Jesus Christ, they don't care. They don't care that Jesus is the Son of God. They don't care that Jesus died on the cross. They don't care that Jesus rose from the grave. They don't care that Jesus is coming again. That's what Jesus said will happen in the last days. And then eighthly, he says there will be delusion associated with false religion. Listen to Matthew 24:11. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. I'm not even going to comment on that, because on a daily basis, I get things on Twitter, I get things on the internet, I get things in my mailbox, I get things all from on television of people who are deceiving their followers in the name of Christ, and they are false prophets. They want world religion where they run everything. And so Jesus said that's going to happen. And then there will be defection from the faith and goodness. Matthew 24:12 says, and because of lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. I have never, and I've lived a long time, I have never seen so much coldness and indifference and hatred and dissension in the world that we live in today. Brother against brother, father against son, son against father, friend against friend. It's all over the world. We are hopelessly divided among really the communists on the left and the Nazis on the right, but they're all looking for the same thing. They want power over you. And so they've come up with all these dog whistles, I call them, and they just want everybody to hate each other. And then he said, lastly, and this is something that I really have locked in on, verse 14 of Matthew 24, and this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So when everybody has had an opportunity in the entire world to come to Jesus, when they've all heard the gospel, and you know that's happening right now. All over the world, there are people coming to Jesus Christ. We get all kinds of communication on this right here from all over the world, from countries everywhere, and you know who you are, and you know what's going on. Jesus says that is the last sign of the second coming of Jesus Christ. So I just wanted to give you that today, not to try to sell a product, not to try to boost my standing, but to just tell you that any wise watchman will tell you Jesus is coming again. And any sane person who hears this can put 2 plus 2 together and come up with 4, the logical conclusion is that Jesus is coming again. And whether you're ready or not, Jesus is coming again. And whether your friends are ready or not, Jesus is coming again. So you need to get ready. You need to pray and ask Jesus Christ into your heart. You need to start worshiping Jesus. You need to get into the Word. You need to start praying, praying, as if you've never prayed before, if for no other reason, just to make sure that your relationship with Jesus Christ is safe, secure, firm, and growing. Thank you so much for being here today. And wow, God bless you. And if I don't see you again on this side, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much, and God bless you.